Here's a behind the scenes look at how I created the 3-day London itinerary. You might be able to get some tips if you're creating your own itinerary, or you just get a good look behind the scenes. Okay, so first I made a couple of lists. One of the lists was filled with the attractions and things that people usually like to hit up when they come to visit London. So they included like the usuals like London Eye, Buckingham Palace, Big Ben, stuff like that. The other list was the list of the things that I like to recommend that are more on the local hidden gem side. So I kind of did like a major brain dump of the things I think are really cool for people who are visiting London to check out, but maybe that you don't know about. Then I took to my London digital map. Now, some of you know that I have essentially this massive map that I've made for myself that is like my holy grail of all things London. It's where any recommendations that I want to try out for myself sits. It's where anything that I've come across that I really like that I'd want to recommend to you guys, that's where it is. It also is attached to my phone, so I can pull it out whenever I'm around London, and if I'm looking for some place to eat or something, I can find whatever's around me and try something new, or just go someplace that I know that I love. I first created this map a couple of years ago, and this is where I've gotten the idea for the digital map that's included in the local guide to London, as well as the 3-day itinerary. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. Anyway, so I opened up the London map and essentially spent quite a few hours trying to piece together everything that was on the to list. Now, I didn't want to put everything into this, obviously, but I had to figure out a way to put a lot of the most popular things in, along with my local recommendations, into a cohesive 3-day plan, all in close enough areas that they're walking distance so you guys don't have to worry about public transportation. It was a lot of working pieces that had to come together, but then when it did, I was pretty happy with it, and I had like a really good starting outline for what I think would be a great 72-hour itinerary. Then came testing. I couldn't give you guys a 3-day itinerary without a very comprehensive test on my end to make sure that everything worked well, to see what other hidden gems I might be able to find along the way, and also just so that I could give you little tidbits in your itinerary, like which entrances are the best to go through, or where public toilets are and stuff like that. I also had a couple of food places I wanted to recommend but I hadn't been to yet. Like, there is this place called the Darwin Brasserie in the Sky Garden, and I thought it would be a really lovely recommendation for breakfast or lunch to go along with your reservation for the Sky Garden, or it's also good if you aren't able to get a reservation for the Sky Garden. If you can get one at this place, then you can go up for free anyway and have a nice breakfast. But I ended up spending 16 pounds on not such good porridge and really terrible service, and I immediately scratched that from the itinerary because I didn't want to recommend that to you guys. It is still in there, but I talk about how much I didn't like it. Back to the toilets bit too, I found loads of public toilets along the way. If you're one of those people that has to pee all the time, I got you covered, because I'm the same way, and I actually marked off bits on the digital map so you know where there are toilets around you. Along the way, I found a couple of new hidden gems as well, like a farm with rescued farm animals and a cute little cafe. There is a watercolor museum and a couple other bits I've never experienced myself, but actually they'll be perfect for the itinerary. Okay, once that was all done, the testing was complete, I went back home and spent a few days amending the original outline itinerary, changing things, adding little hidden gems and tidbits that you wouldn't know unless you've actually been here to London, that I think that would be helpful, and filled in all the details essentially. Because the itinerary has a lot of flexibility in your food choices and the attractions that you see, the PDF guide for the itinerary ended up being about 50 pages long, so it did take me a while. Once the PDF was done, I added everything to the digital map. I put all of the spots and recommendations, of course, but then I also made sure I put some directional instructions so you know which general direction you should be going to be able to follow the itinerary. When that was finally done, then the itinerary was complete, and I was able to send it to everybody who pre-ordered the itinerary, and the feedback has been really good so far, which I'm thrilled about. Everybody's loving how much detail there is, the map's been going over well, and the toilet stops have been going over really well too. The 3-day London itinerary is now on sale, so if you want to save yourself time and stress of trying to plan your own 3 days in London, then I would definitely check this out. You get the PDF guide, you get the digital map, and it's super flexible, so you can pick whatever you want to do or see or eat depending on what you like to do or what your budget is. Find out more about the 3-day itinerary by clicking the card popping up here, and if you have any questions about it, just leave a comment down in the bottom of this video. This video is part of a 4-video series that will help you with your first 3 days in London, so you can watch one of the other videos in this series by clicking over here.